Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Dogecoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And starting on the 4 days chart here, we have of course an A, B, and a C to the upside. And of course, we are looking here at an impulse correction and then impulse to finish a wave A in a zigzag. And of course, looking right now for potential wave B or W, X, and Y to finish a wave B and then moving for higher later on. Now, why we are looking here at a correction short term? That because, of course, we did not finish yet this correction. As you can see, we were not impulsive in this area. We don't have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, or a double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, or not even, of course, a leading diagonal, which it can be a motive wave here. We have only 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which is look like an expanding diagonal, but this case, of course, is very, very rare, and it might be an expanding diagonal to finish anyway a wave A, B, and a C. So where a wave C might be finished here, or W, X, and a Y again to finish a bigger wave B here, and then moving toward the upside. Now, of course, the scenarios that we are expecting as targets are the 1-to-1 fib level at 0.032 or the 0.028 as a perfect fib level, 1-to-1 fib level for a regular flat where we have 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the downside in the blue box. In confluence, of course, with this target, we have the 0.5 taken, of course, from the impulse here that we have, of course, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving us the 0.5 in confluence here. In case we are looking as well for higher, it is a very nice, very nice target to hit exactly the middle of this wave here, and then continuation for higher. So very, very high possibility, of course, to finish exactly here. Now, in case we are very impulsive here, because obviously we have like big 1, 2, and then we're looking potentially even to a bigger zigzag toward the downside. So A, B, and a C. We're gonna estimate if we have finished this move toward the downside, or it's gonna still need further downtrend. Yeah, so we're gonna see, of course, inside it. Let's move on. On the daily, of course, on the daily, we see this scenario or this wave here, where we see anyway 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which it can be, of course, a finished wave A so far, or A, B, and a C can be, is also potential. It can be a leading diagonal as well for a big impulse toward the downside, because if you have a leading diagonal, much higher possibility that you are, of course, in an impulse wave 1 here. Yeah, so we have to be careful with Doge. Doesn't look really, really good. As we can see here inside this move, we have, of course, 3 waves down here, yeah, which is a signal of a leading diagonal when you start with a zigzag correction, 3 waves down again, correction, and then 3 waves down again as a zigzag. Perfect leading diagonal, to be honest. Yeah, so we have to be careful from it. Another scenario, of course, it can be ABC or a bigger impulse. So we're gonna see how this can unfold inside the 1 hour chart here to get much more insights. So on the 1 hour chart, we're looking at the following here. Yeah, so we have, of course, potentially it can be a wave 1, but very, very far scenario, to be honest, for a wave 1 here. Higher possibility in case we are corrective, it can be a wave A in 3 waves, then 3 waves for your wave B, and then you're looking after it at double 1, 2s here for your wave C. Yeah, so we are in A, B, and a C potentially, of course, and then potentially having 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then of course a correction for your wave 4, 1, 2 again, and then wave 3 here, finished, of course, for wave 3, and then 4 and a 5. Yeah, very, very, very big, of course, scenarios here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So inside it here, we have only an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, just one impulse. Yeah, this is already your wave 3, this is your wave 1, this is your wave 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, and you still have 1, 2 here, meaning you still need to see, of course, 4 and a 5. Currently, we are in the wave potentially in the wave 5 of the white, yeah, because this white scenario is not finished even yet. Yeah, so still need one more low. Very, very bloody for Dogecoin actually. we see 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 for your wave 3, and then 4 5 to finish this wave 5, of course, in the white, meaning the path that we are looking for here is still, of course, looking for lower, and then 4 and a 5 potentially to finish, of course, this wave 5, which is a double 1 2 here, and then you still have one more 1 2. What an impulse, right? Very, very big impulse. And in case it did not finish yet, yeah, that might, of course, bring us to a very, very low, guys. So we still need at least double 4 5 to finish a wave C. In case we are in A, B, and a C, yeah? Remember, if we are in A, B, and a C here, your wave C is very, very extended, and you're looking towards, yeah, more low here. However, the other possibility, as I mentioned, that it can be finished here as 1 2 3 4 and a 5 can be finished. This is another scenario here that we saw on the daily, which is also has higher possibility, because actually this one is becoming very, very big, right? Very, very big move towards the downside, as of course A, B, and a C. Yeah, so even much longer. So the highest possibility, of course, is that we have this count here on the daily: 1 2 3 4 and a 5, preferably in zigzags. Yeah, because in zigzags, if we take them as zigzag, and that's why, of course, I separate them, because totally different concept here. It's only about zigzags, right? So potentially it has a higher possibility here for a finished wave A, yeah, B, and a C toward the downside. Yeah? And with this wave C, it is very, very close, of course, to take the low here, yeah, finishing a big correction. Let's move to the daily to see it. Taking the low here, yeah, you need to take the low to finish the correction as 3 waves, yeah, A, B, and a C, finishing, of course, this correction, and then moving toward the upside. So yeah, actually, Dogecoin doesn't look very, very promising, to be honest, for bullish, yeah, because anyway, it is impulsive, yeah, towards the downside. That is not a good signal. And we're still looking for lower. At least it is ABC. Hopefully that it doesn't transform to 1 2 3 4 and a 5, which is closer to this scenario, right, that we have already in the low count. Yeah. So basically, I would say, yeah, I'm gonna stay a little bit looking for this target at 1 to 1 fib level taken from this wave A, B, and a C. And therefore, this wave C can be an impulse for a wave C, definitely. Yeah, 5 waves toward the downside, or turning it into W, X, and a Y for an A, B, and a C potentially. So we're gonna watch and see what's gonna happen in Dogecoin. That was it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.